Hey y'all, it's your friendly neighborhood therapist. And listen, I'm just hopping on here real quick today because I really want to give some information to help educate. Big on education and advocacy. I know that the past few days or so, I have been posting about these court cases, particularly the Carmelo Anthony case, and that has given people new to my page a particular image, right? Which is fine. I don't care about that. But note that I am a major proponent of mental health. In fact, I work in mental health. I am a major proponent of education, social justice advocacy, and things in that realm. Okay. If you engage my page a little bit more than just this controversial stuff, you'll know that. But on any note, some of the comments that I have been receiving on these particular posts about this case, I genuinely want to know if y'all understand the history and sociology of race and ethnic relations in this country. And I don't think we do. And to no fault of our own all the time, our education system is not the best. Trying to remove certain history so that people don't know the truth will always be a problem, which is why I always feel a type of way when people ask, why are you causing division? Why are you making it about race? Why are you talking about this? If you don't talk about these things, you repeat and manifest the same negativity that we saw historically, which we see happening. Okay. And then to blame or say we perpetuate division by talking about these things when we are literally under an administration that is all about division, that is fascinating to me. Our own government, our own country doesn't know how to be united, but you expect. On any note, some of the things y'all have said, for example, the number of people calling me racist, that's interesting. And that's also projection. You see in me what is already residing in you, and you call it out even though it's false. Because no, I have a ton of white people in my life who would say otherwise. Okay? So the reason why I don't respond to most of those comments is because for what? It's pointless. In fact, I don't respond to a lot of comments. I have been responding more than I've wanted to because at my nature, innately, I'm a debate girl. Okay? I was on the debate team. I like a debate, but I also need to realize that I'm debating with people who I shouldn't be debating with. I have to remind myself consistently about the literacy rate in this country. 56% of U.S. adults read at a sixth grade level, 20% a fifth grade level. The fact that y'all can't have respectful discourse is too much for me. And I ain't gonna lie to you, it's too much for me. Because, see, I can get real disrespectful and go real low, but I don't like to do that. So I have to disengage from people who are insistent upon being disrespectful. I got to stop. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. I'm not feeding into it going forward. I'm going to relay information and that's it. And that's all. The other thing that's interesting though is y'all have been putting certain statistics and things in my comments, but you don't put other statistics. Like you don't put the statistic that says that black women are the most educated demographic in this country. You don't talk about that statistic and how somehow still we are not listened to nor believed nor thought to be intelligent enough in these discussions. Because black women account for 68% of associate degrees, 66% of bachelor degrees, 71% of master's degrees, and 65% of doctorate degrees. And we are enrolled in college at a higher percentage than any other group, including Asian women, and white men. Now, this is not to say that somehow having that education makes one better than, but it is to ask the question, why do you feel the need to question me and us so much? Why is that? I understand that valid critique is necessary in questioning things and being curious, but that's not why y'all questioning me and us. That's not why you're doing it. Another thing I want to point out too is that y'all keep saying that we pull this race card and play victim and bring up the fact that our ancestors went through the same thing that is happening now, but it was so long ago and it's not happening like that anymore. That's what y'all say. Ruby Bridges is still alive. Ruby Bridges is the young girl, now elder woman, who integrated schools here for the first time. She's still alive. She got an Instagram page. The last known person birthed to a slave in this country. So the person birthed to someone who was in slavery. passed away in the early 2000s. I don't understand how y'all keep getting this, it was so long ago. And I also don't understand how you believe that it doesn't still impact everything to this day. Everything. I can't remove the race factor in a country where race is embedded into the DNA of the country. What do you expect us to do? You expect us to ignore it? Because ignoring a problem doesn't make it go away. Ignoring or not teaching history makes us doomed to repeat it. So I don't understand why y'all get so up in arms when we talk about these things or point out these things in these cases or just in America in general as if it's not real, as if we are making things up, like you're gaslighting us as if we're crazy and we're not. I can't play a card that I haven't been dealt. I'm a spades player, y'all. I can't play the big joker if it's not dealt to me. So when y'all say that, it's confusing. It's very, very confusing. Now, last little thing I want to tell y'all is since you don't want to hear what I got to say, you don't want to listen to people who know this stuff and have researched it and know history, you don't want to listen to me. And part of me believes you don't want to listen to me because I am a black woman. I could be wrong, but that's what part of me believes for valid reason. But there are white folks out there that you could learn from that teach on these things. I'm going to give you a list of names, okay, to go look up. Now, I know half of y'all ain't going to look it up, and I'm okay with that because for me, if one person can learn something or open up their mind or expand in their thinking, that's good enough for me. So here's a list: Anne McCarty Braden, John Brown, Edgar Chandler, Christopher Chandler, Virginia Forrest Durr, Prudence Crandall, Jane Elliott. Now, Jane Elliott is one of my favorites. She's still living too. It's some things about Jane Elliott that folks don't like. She's still a wonderful anti-racist teacher. Bob Fletcher, William Lloyd Garrison, Andrew Goodman, Sarah Moore Grimke, Margaret Leonard, Hazel Massey, William Lewis Moore, Joan Trumper Mulholland, Peter George Norman, Theodore Parker, Joe Shem Prince, Fred Rogers, Christine Saxman, Tim Wise. He's another one I really like. I really like Tim Wise. So if you want to learn more about the sociology and history of race and ethnic relations, if you want to learn more about racism in this country and white supremacy and all those things, those are some great people to look into. Because, see, me, I'm all for education and teaching, but it's just some things I'm not going to do. I'm not going to engage with people who are dead set on being hateful. I'm not going to do it. So, anyway, I hope y'all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of y'all day, and I will holler at y'all later.